All right, good morning, everybody. This is the November 7th, 2023 RPRC meeting. Started a little bit late because YouTube was giving us some trouble, but we got it sorted out. It's now 9:36. First order of business is the adoption of the October 17th, 2023 meeting minutes. I'll make a motion to adopt those minutes. All in favor? Thank you. First up is 6 Blair Road. Who's got here this one? All right, good morning. So you're here for 6 Blair, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to take us through your application? You have the plans. You want to share it with us, or do you want me to do that?
And you have it?
If not, I've got it.
You got it? You mind sharing, Adam?
Oh, not at all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The organization. Flags. Yes.
All right. Do you want to just take the committee through what you're proposing? And explain what's
This is
going
actually
on?
a legalization because we issued a violation on this.
Right. Right. You want to tell us about what's going on here and what you want to do?
So Adam, we received a few violations regarding a stream that we covered with some filling. There was an existing extension for a water course that was going in front of our house, and basically it was very dangerous for our family, for our kids, and we decided to extended that piping 60 feet and cover with filling with dirt, that we got tested and was clean. We got violation for that because we did not know we needed a permit, as well as we got violation for some trees that we did not cut. But we're planning on cutting some trees, so we're asking you guys if for permission to do so.
Okay.
If I
and then-
could just
Yeah, go
jump in. So the existing culvert pipe that was there was 12-inch diameter, and it was under driveway, so we placed a 60 feet of 24-inch diameter upstream, and it doesn't seem like it was it seemed like it was just drainage from the road, not like a drainage ditch, not actual like running
Right.
stream, because there's not always water there. And yes, what he said, the fill was not contaminated, and it was less than 300 cubic yards that was used.
Okay, and so the tree removal, you said you got a violation for tree removal, but you didn't take any trees down? Is that what I heard you say?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah,
There
we
was-
didn't take any trees down. We have trees that fall on the property all the time from storms, but we didn't cut any trees.
Okay, so on this plan, when you show those trees to be removed, those haven't been removed and you want to remove those?
Those are the ones that are like too close to the house, yeah, that we would like to remove.
Got it. Okay, so I think we understand the facts here. Now, we had a meeting with the town engineer, said that they would look into the issue of whether or not it's a wetlands, a stream that's regulated, or a drainage ditch. Do you know, did you talk to John about that, or have
I
any,
don't think that's been
hasn't been addressed yet?
addressed yet, whether it's a drainage, which I don't think they.
Okay,
Yeah, I think you kind of mentioned that.
all right, so we've got to figure out how, to deal with this. If it is a regulated wetland, then that's something the conservation board, I think, would be interested in. If it's not a regulated wetland, then it doesn't need a wetlands permit. On the tree end, typically we would get an arborist report, that would just give us some more information about the health condition and, the status of those trees. Given, it's so many, 20 trees. And how does the committee feel about
Well,
it?
just back to the pipe,
Yeah,
where does it begin and where does it empty? What is it emptying?
where's it going?
Yeah,
I don't know where it's going. Yeah, do you guys know where that water ends up?
Well, it ends up down the street, it goes down under the roadway and into the swamp.
Is this?
so it's piped under the roadway too?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
Is
That
this?
runs from the top of the hill, yeah, that's it. It
Mhm.
runs from the top of the hill, cuts through everybody's backyards, some front yards, some backyards, go all the way down to the bottom. Okay.
So this is really an extension of that. The part that
This is
was
like
under-
right in the
The
middle of.
part that's under the street, it was there, right?
Yeah, the piping under the
That's
street
not-
was
they're
there. We didn't
Up to
have.
like 6 houses up
Okay,
Yeah.
from was
Got
it
it,
Fireman's
got it.
Road, is that what it is there? Is it Lake, what road is that? Byram Lake Road, yeah, they're like 6 houses up there from Byram Lake.
okay.
Right. So there's an existing pipe
Yeah,
under
yeah,
their driveway.
they're tapping.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it looks like we asked their consultant.
Cause that stream winds
Map out
up
where it's
from the
going.
other neighbors.
About the way we can confirm it.
So Aaron, you're the CB rep, so you probably got the biggest stake in this. Any thoughts on how we want to proceed? I mean, we need to kind of answer that threshold question of, is it a regulated wetlands or not? I suppose we can treat it in,
Yeah, does it meet the town code?
right,
Just
so
like
have the
wetland
town
is.
engineer
Yeah.
determine whether it's regulated or not.
Yeah.
If it's not regulated, then they'll just address whatever engineering comments there are.
So,
Well, any water course is regulated under the town code.
Correct, but the applicant is saying it's not a regulated water course, that it's a drainage channel, but we don't, we don't know yet.
the part that runs through the 6 of the home, is that open or is that pipe?
Oh, it's open, I believe. Yeah, Adam, why don't you pull up the overhead? No, I don't think that's a drainage trench. I don't think that's a drainage.
I just don't
Yeah.
know.
Doesn't appear to.
Exactly. The drainage trench is just usually close to the road and not in the middle of everybody's backyards and front yards and stuff coming through the woods like that.
I got one that just was.
Yeah.
A drainage channel or,
No, it's
Oh,
really
a stream.
I mean, it's fed from water that comes off of the club and street water, but it continues through my property and then
Right.
around 2 or 3 properties and it's on.
right, the
So it's a
real,
water course.
yes, the real
Oh,
issue
yeah.
is whether it's intermittent or
I
not.
don't think so.
I don't even think there's catch basins or drains on that road, like, on Blair. Yeah, I don't believe so.
Wow, that's something we put to load up. Yeah,
Is it this?
yeah,
We can just look.
all right, fine.
Say this something's great.
Yeah, I mean, even from the side up, it's pretty defined.
So,
It's on their survey.
yeah. So how do we want to deal with this? We have a couple of options. One, they can go to the planning board and then we refer it to the conservation board. The other option is just the conservation board, so we'll call it an administrative wetlands permit with conservation board review.
Mhm.
Those are the real, and two.
We
options
got
we have.
Phil here too, we're dealing with.
Yes, you have to get the fill permit from the
So-
building department.
I mean, I'd rather see it go to planning. So all the fill permits have been going to planning at this point.
We need to test that. So
Yes, they did the testing.
they did the test.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, we'll
So-
have our consultant do it,
sure.
but yeah, they did it. Go ahead.
With Just to also point out with the point from the engineering report that it's conforms
Your
to
engineer's
general
re-
fill. Do you have it? The Sterling report?
Yeah, we have it, sure,
Oh,
you
okay.
submitted it.
Okay. That it's, since it was tested, it's uncontaminated, so it conforms to the general fill, and that being that, the quantity was less than 300 cubic yards. They believe that it was exempt to one of the, ordinances that would require the permit for that.
Mean it was less than the amount required for a fill permit, is that what you're saying?
That's what they wrote.
Yeah, no, I disagreed with that report.
Yeah, I don't know.
Totally
Okay.
disagreed with that.
All right, but
Okay.
we'll look at it. All right,
Okay.
so,
If we're gonna send this to planning, seems to be the consensus. I think we need to give the applicant
a
a
list,
list of what they
absolutely.
should be doing
Yes.
before they come to us and we send them away.
Yes, absolutely, and that's typically, I mean, that is
Yeah.
gonna be it. So I was just going to say, if that's the case, what we'll need to do, I think the biggest issue, if you already have the soil report, we'll get the town engineer to review specifically whether or not that's a regulated, wetland stream. And I think getting that arborist report on the tree removal is very important for us to understand, what's happening back there. And then if the arborist is coming back with, the removal of all those trees, then, some mitigation plan, for the removal.
Especially if it's a wetland.
Yes, because that is within 100 feet.
It would
of
be
that
in a
water
buffer.
course.
Yeah.
It is in the buffer. So those are the points. Plus we'll post the engineering issues that the town engineer has, so you'll have an update on that. Seeing if there's anything else on my end. No, it's really the tree removal. So does that seem what everyone wants, feels is most appropriate?
So you guys want us to go to I just want to make sure I understand. Some of it was going in and out, sorry. So you want
Yeah.
us to go to the planning board, you are gonna get the
Well, we
town
didn't-
in.
Not sure yet,
We have to
so we're
vote on
trying, we're trying to see what the
All right,
consensus is
Okay.
here, and then we'll vote on it,
What
so
would
just
we-
give
What
us
would you guys be accomplishing?
a second.
Well, we would review all this.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
mean, it seems to me there's some unanswered questions here.
yeah.
So.
Yes, the most
So
critical,
it either can come back here through conservation, or you can go to planning and planning will coordinate with conservation. Seems to be several things going on. There's a water course, it's within the buffer, so maybe the most prudent thing to do is to send it to planning.
I'm fine with that, there is a few issues going on.
I know it's more detailed plan a little bit too, if we show the GIS contours and have some survey to show with that.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna take trees and we're gonna have a mitigation plan.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Okay.
All right, so I'll make the motion to send it to planning. Okay, that's all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, so. So yes, you'll come to planning, we're gonna post the comments, that were made today, so you'll have like a checklist. Submit that to the planning board and we'll coordinate. And then that will trigger the town engineer to do the review out there. In consultation with your wetland person. And we'll definitively say whether or not that's a regulated stream. And then that will set the course of what you need to do or not need to do next.
Okay, and what, I'm sorry, when you guys were saying buffer, I haven't heard that. What are you guys referring
If it's
to?
if it is a regulated water course, then any disturbances, including the tree removal, within 100 feet of that water course is regulated, so you would need to get a
Okay.
permit. And you can get that permit, but you have to apply for it.
Right, okay. And so, all right, so the very next thing that's happening, town engineers coming and
No,
and
no,
or
no.
arborist?
No, very next thing, will be for you to submit the application package to the planning board. That's the next thing. That in turn will trigger all these other things. Okay,
Okay,
and then the application fee that you paid for this RPRC review will be transferred to the planning board, so you're not paying twice in that respect.
Is the same amount?
No, it's not the same amount, but the money that you paid will transfer to the escrow. Yeah. So so what we'll do is after this meeting later today, on the RPRC website will be all of the points that, you should include in your submission to the planning. And that will speed things along,
Okay.
okay?
okay.
Okay,
All right, thanks for your time.
so that.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, take care. Next is 25 Thornwood. Thought I saw that here. Went up. 25. So this was an application that was reviewed a few years ago, several years ago by the planning board. At that point, this was proposed to be a sport court. The applicant never built a sport court, but regraded the area platform. So now instead of the sport court, they're proposing a pool. In generally, it's, very similar plan. So there aren't any major concerns on my end. The one issue that we dealt with at the planning board back then, and still remains an issue now, in my opinion, is the privacy of this pool and the impact on the neighbor. You see from the aerial attached to the report. What's that?
They're looking right at it.
Yeah, so there's a big grade difference. So the neighbor to the south is sitting up high and looking right, and it's set back. So their front of the house is looking at this rear area. Now, the planning board required some landscaping. It was installed, and it's there. You can see some evergreen plantings there now, but it's really not adequate. It's just not providing enough screening, in my opinion. So that's what I see as the issue. We could have them come back with some plan. I was hoping we could have a discussion today about it, but maybe they come back with a enhanced landscaping plan. I don't think this really needs planning board, but Tony did talk about a wetlands permit.
Yeah, that's. the one I'm reading
Where's
now.
that?
He's right up again, like if you're looking at the
Oh.
north of the page,
You
yeah,
think right here.
there.
So you're saying in order to build this, they're gonna disturb the wetland buffer? Okay, it does look de minimis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, I mean, that's not huge. I mean, Aaron, you give us some of your thoughts. I would think that's more of an administrative wetland permit.
We have asked for them
Yeah.
to decrease the size,
Ah.
it's pretty big decking.
You make it.
We have, I'm saying in general,
Yeah.
not specifically for this
maybe
property,
you wanna
but
look at it.
maybe they can, decrease the size of the decking or, the impervious surface around it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah, those are reasonable.
in order
Yeah.
to minimize the disturbance of it. So yeah, I think
Okay.
it's fine to come to us.
Okay.
I missed that it was 11, sorry.
Does the board,
Oh, I see.
does the
Okay.
committee here think that if we sent it to the conservation board, do we also task them with looking at the screening, or is that something you want them to come back here to this committee or to the planning board?
Well, can you handle the screening administratively? Is that something you can do? Or you don't want, it's not,
It can be, in this case. I think it's more complicated in that it may not actually be an adequate screening plan. Is possible, you know what I mean?
so let me ask you a question. So you got these grade changes.
Mhm.
So anything you do here. People are gonna look down, right? So unless you put in 30-foot blue spruces, right?
Yeah, or green giant arborvitae's
Something
or
like that.
a berm, there's a lot of different options.
But does that change in elevation? Seems to me, that really shouldn't dictate what the people on the lower property are able to do.
This is what we're talking about. Yeah, so that's why I think a board needs to evaluate all.
But we don't typically look at screening plans.
So, I mean, maybe they come back here and we talk about it.
Why don't we just give them the choice of cutting back the patio?
Mhm.
So they don't have to go to conservation. If they wanna keep the patio, then they go to conservation and we'll just do the screening here.
Yeah, okay, it's fine.
That's all, just come back with a screening plan.
All right, so return
I mean,
to,
You're gonna spend all that money to go to planning.
yeah, no, I agree. So return to RPRC, eliminate wetland buffer impacts and screening plan.
I mean, how many square foot they gotta cut off?
Not much. It's a couple feet.
Yeah,
I'd say. Screening plan for neighbor. Okay, I do think, let's at least try that here and save them some time. All right, so we'll just put it off. We're not gonna vote until we come back. Okay. Next is 19. We don't know. So what we have is an applicant who is going to have a storage trailer for a racing car, actually. So he's proposing some grass pavers here so that he has the maneuvering room. And then he's going to park it along this side lot line. The town code requires it be set back 15 feet from the side lot line, which he's close to. It might need to shift a foot or two. We'll have to revise to show this dimension. Plus, the area must be suitably screened from the neighboring property, which is here, and it is. This is a whole row of dense evergreen screening, so it's fine there.
What kind of evergreen is it?
I don't know what they are.
Just as it like die out in 3 years or 5 years?
Oh, no, these are
First
like-
5 feet,
These are,
bottom half, like they usually do.
no, there's no indication of that, and they've been there.
Just because a lot of evergreens die out the first 5 or 6 feet over time. And
Yeah, no,
it's exposed
it
at that
looked-
point.
it looked fine.
How big is this RV?
Big, they're big.
They're like the size of a bus.
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Bus size. Mhm. I have some technical comments. Revised to depict 15 feet.
They widen your driveway. it looks like.
Yeah, right, so they're widening the driveway in certain parts so that it can,
They can
Could
make
we
it
it
can get up there.
Aerial view.
Yeah.
Of this property,
Yeah.
then we can see the screening
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
where the other neighbors are.
no, they're not here. No problem.
I have a big hamper trailer, I get the extra room around the stairs.
Yeah. This is where we're talking about.
The side yard.
Mhm.
Backyard.
Well, I guess it's the backyard.
Yeah, it's both.
So that it comes out, this direction. Out in this grass area.
So. There's a house on the right. Is there a house behind them that looks far enough away?
Oh, yeah, it's not.
Mhm.
How big is the trailer?
You didn't say,
I'd be curious to see what it looks like.
yeah, don't know.
I mean, they have ones that are enormous. RVs with, and if he's towing something behind, another 40 foot behind,
Mhm.
these things could be enormous parked out there.
Agreed.
I would like to see what the trailer is.
Can do that.
Bright colors.
Well, that's. Yeah.
Well, that's
colors,
why
they
the-
race
It's not
the
gonna be
team on it.
camouflaged.
And that's why the
You know.
code requires it to be.
Well, that's the
Green.
extreme.
Yeah, but if you're racing cars, that's what they do. My buddies all race cars and all their trailers have their names written all over it.
Yeah,
I can just see the complaint coming in from the neighbor now.
The neon and the.
But it's green, it is, it's in a secluded spot. So do we, have them show what the trailer is gonna look like and then get their building permit? Anything that you want done differently?
As long as they're screening. That's the
No,
important
it is.
part.
It is.
I can always make a condition of the permit too down the road when they apply for the permit on the CO, this should always be suitably screened.
Yeah, and which-
Grease.
Which is what is.
So if we could get
required.
complaints or something like that, or something changes over time, or the trees die off at least.
Well, when they,
Yeah.
when they construct this, you will not take any.
Yeah.
Somebody from the
Yeah.
office, so.
Yeah.
You'll be able to see them.
Yeah.
What they're doing. Sometimes they can hurt the roots of the trees.
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
That's why I said, let's make it a condition of the permit, just should always be maintained suitably screened.
Sounds good, all right, I'll make that motion.
Second,
All in favor?
All right.
Oh,
Nine. Don't see Solera. Don't see. pull up 9. Meeting Hill.
So many trees.
Second. So 9 Meadow Hill, 21 trees in the rear yard adjacent to Whippoorwill Club. We didn't get any information on the health condition of these trees, so I think it is appropriate to have the arborist give us a report, give us the health condition. If it's possible, provide a mitigation plan, especially because we're talking about a property that's right next to the club, so we potentially have, golf
What do we
balls
know
or
why
anything.
they want to be?
No.
Trees.
The interesting thing, when they overgrown, couldn't you take out some of the trees and
We're just shredding.
Yeah, all we got is this removal of evergreen
every
trees.
other tree or something?
Yeah, but this is, that's it. So we don't know much about it. I wish they were here. Maybe we have them come back and just give us this information. So we have. a little
Right,
bit
someone
more
needs
info.
to
Do
look.
we ask them for like an alternative of like, can you trim them back instead of taking them all down?
Yeah, that's typically why we
Okay.
ask for the arborist report,
Okay.
because they'll get into, this tree should come down, this tree
I mean,
should.
they're hemlocks, so, you know.
Yeah,
they're
hemlocks
not
aren't,
Great,
are going.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they live this long.
yeah, exactly.
But, exactly, that's the type of information we're looking for.
Yeah.
If they need to be removed, do we replace them? What do you replace them with?
Or pruned.
Yes.
Or pruned, right?
Exactly.
If they've been maintained and the hemlocks have lived this long, maybe they
Right.
can.
Yeah, I mean, if they're
Surprising.
healthy hemlocks, you don't want to take them down.
We just need
Yeah.
more info.
Yeah, okay.
So come back with this info.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So it's like this with
Question-
borax,
question
that's what's
I-
getting in my head,
Yeah,
and same
go ahead.
for the trees.
They're taking down those trees and they're adjacent to a tee box.
Oh.
You,
Do you want to see that, is what you're saying?
well, I don't, from their perspective. At least the tee box, at least the trees provide some buffer for the tee box.
Mhm.
Must have the reason.
Is that strictly visual or errant balls? What do you?
Oh, well, you have to be really good at golfer.
Right, if you're.
Under 80 degrees, I mean, I can, but I'm saying, too many other people do.
Okay.
But no, I'm not, it's not about golf ball,
Okay.
it's a matter of maybe noise and whatever.
So we'll have them come back. Give us a little bit. It's an unusual meeting today. Yeah. Here. Get Peter here. Anyone else? Oh, we have Nazar too. Here, Nazar. That's it, right?
Is Jacqueline? Yeah. Yeah, Cone, I don't know if she's joining from my office, she might.
No.
Alright.
All right, Peter, are you with us? Pete?
It's not me.
All right, Peter, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Oh, all right, there you are, Peter. You want to take us through?
Pause.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're recording, we're live streaming it on YouTube and then it gets.
Sorry for you.
Would you like me to pull up a copy of the plan?
Yeah. Yes, that'd be great.
Let me see if I can get that for you.
You want to take us through? Oh, turn off the YouTube. Pete,
What's that?
are you watching it on YouTube?
I think it's Nazar.
No, I'm on my.
Or Nazar, shut off YouTube if that's. Or you're muted, okay, we're good.
Excuse me.
Nazar, how was the Halloween party? That looked incredible when I was out.
It was,
Yeah, was it
it was,
good?
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we had the
Yeah, like it would.
we
Great.
we had an amazing days. You know, it was like a day in the 70s. You can think that
Yeah.
my marriage was safe for another year given the weather. So then since my wife did most of the planning, Jennifer did, but it was great. We had all the kids out there, and they all wanted to be outside. It was just perfect. Thank you. So
Perfect. Great.
the
Good to hear.
and the town police was kind enough to support us a bit so we could manage the traffic, and that was kind of nice. So
Great.
yeah. So all right. Well, I think Peter, you're gonna walk through the.
Yeah, so I put that
Okay.
drawing up. The drawing is up now. And basically the area that we're talking about is in what would be the, I guess, the rear lawn of the existing house at 8 Cole. To the left of the area is the addition that's under construction right now to the existing home. Here's the driveway approaching up to the front. This being the rear yard of the area, Nazar is looking to install a temporary ice rink in the backyard, 30 by 60 in that lawn. It's temporary. I guess the idea would be that it would get installed now, looking to remain up for a couple of months, correct? And taking down in March, I think it was March or April, it would come back down again. You have someone that comes and installs it for you. And when you're done, they come and actually disassemble it and take it away. It's not going to involve any earthwork. We're not looking.
How is it going?
Is that
Yeah.
rental?
There's no grading or anything you need to do to prep it?
No, my understanding is this area is level right now, and I'm not exactly sure, Nazar, what they put
Okay.
underneath it, but it's basically just assembled on the lawn area. It's pretty level right now.
Yeah, it's designed to be placed on a lawn, so they have a way to level it off because no lawn is perfectly flat.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Uh,
was just
You
wondering.
want to level up.
And because it's a temporary structure, there's no like permanent floor. What they do is they lay the the little pipes where they antifreeze and then kind of level it off, and then put water on it. And to clarify what Peter said, it's usually about from December 1st until maybe the first week of March. It's weather dependent. I think this year we tentatively asked the company to target around December 1st, and we'll see. So yeah, so it's going to call it 3 months. So and yeah, and they have a trailer that's designed for all this. They'll pull up the trailer, they put all of the kind of the boards and the piping right there, so you won't find a single piece of the ice rink out there during the other months.
You need to take it away, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they pull up, they load everything up inside this enclosed trailer and they take it away. So it's going to be up for about 3 months and then they move it away.
So I guess one of the questions we have is, he does this every single year. So just trying to move forward, I don't want to keep sending them here every single year.
No,
For the same thing
the
over
same
again.
approval can apply. from
Yeah, if you could just,
Mhm.
that's applying for moving him forward for whatever, as long as nothing changes.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
We would greatly appreciate that, of course. Yeah, same spot. We'll be putting it
Yeah.
every year, taking
Yeah.
it down, so.
Tony, what are the engine issues that you had here?
We're more concerned with what's happening to the water at the end of the year. Is it getting dumped onto the lawn, coming down into the wetlands? The other thing is restoration. And if you are regrading erosion controls, they are gonna be leveling the lawn a bit, scouring up the area.
He's not doing anything. They've had this up for the past couple of years on and off.
Yeah.
So it's a level area. It's nothing, and I don't think there's only like 2 or 3 inches of water in this thing.
That's correct,
Yeah.
yes. And because
Yeah,
it
there's
melts slowly, I think it just gradually drains in the ground.
Yeah.
And I guess the other thing is location of access, sorry, kind of go off, like how are they accessing it? I don't think they can get down there, right, try.
Where are they keeping the Zamboni?
Have to come around.
They carry everything down, they carry it down, they park the trailer in the driveway and then carry it down. And then when it's done, the trailer is moved away to a permanent storage area.
Come around this way.
So,
Yeah.
So, Nazar, I have a question. I don't know, a year or so ago, you know, the planning board approved the whole, you know, access driveway that, you know, we
Next
took a
door.
while to get through. Where is this in relation to what we looked at?
To the south. Or
You
well,
look
I don't
west
know
and
where
south.
north is. Yeah.
Can you show me that on the,
Well, yeah, you could kind of see the old driveway there.
This is the
right?
old
That-
driveway
yeah.
here.
See that?
okay.
That's the old driveway. That was the area
And
where
that-
the
that-
future pool and cabana was located. And the new driveway is off of our screen. It's below, south of this, going up to the existing
cuts
home on
over
24
south,
Davis.
huh?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, and just to
And
clarify,
is that work complete yet? Is that work complete?
it is, it's in the process, so. But maybe to simplify the answer to your question, if I may.
Sure.
This temporary rink sits on the lawn that we've always had at the original 8 Cole Drive house. So it's not even on the new property. Remember, we moved the lot line. This sits on the original lawn we've had all along. So it really has nothing to do with the project or the new area or the disturbance, so.
Everyone okay with this?
Does anything go into the water or it's just like literally water from the hose?
I think it's just regular water,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's-
Correct.
And this, they've been doing this,
Yeah, they've been doing it for a couple of years now.
so why?
During the
1 year.
years.
1 year. Yeah, 1 year we did
Was
it.
inspection,
Permit for the-
yeah, this is
Got
his first permit,
Okay,
so.
Right.
let's make
Yeah,
motion.
we did, it was a Christmas present for the kids last year, so it got put up like maybe around.
Yep, okay. And Nazar, there's just a company that does this? They come out and install temporary rinks like this?
Correct, yeah, it's a company out of Rye, owned by, at least one of them is, moved down here from Canada, always had a passion for
Great.
hockey. And then, yeah.
Okay, and you could just rent it each year for the season.
We bought the rink, so we actually own the equipment in the rink.
Oh, so they'll just store it for you
Correct,
and
that's
set it
right.
up.
Yes, yeah. Theoretically, you could do it on your own, but they know how to hook it up. They're professionals. I much rather, yeah. So,
Very interesting.
yeah,
All
very.
right, so I'll make a motion to send this to building.
Second.
Rob, right? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so you're all set.
Or just make sure he applies.
All right.
Permit. You did all that electrical work years ago for the AC units and all that. All right, let's get that all up there.
Okay, next. All
Ow. More trees down. On
right,
Blair.
guys, take care.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
100 trees today.
Yep, pretty much. All right, so now we've got.
Have a great day, everybody.
Take care. You know, okay.
Good morning.
We just see your forehead there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's
How are you
not
doing?
good to see here anyway. Good morning. Thank
good
you
morning.
for
Gianna, good
allowing
morning.
us to present the project to you. And I would like to share my screen so I can present the
Fantastic, thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll do it here. All right. Yeah, so here we have an aerial view of the property. You can see the property set back quite a bit to the rear. And the proposed kitchen expansion that the house really needs is actually in the back in here, where you can perhaps see this deck in here, which you will be able to see better here. This is the opposite side. So on the rear of the property, in this area that is currently a deck, we are looking to create the kitchen expansion, which will help tremendously to the home with a growing family. The plans in general, as you may have seen, I have the site planning here. If you can see on your end, can you see my site plan?
Yes.
Great. So yeah, you can see here, and I will zoom in here the proposal, as I said, is in the rear. Here we have the street, the driveway, front of the house, and the expansion is towards the back, as I said, in that little nook that you have between the structures. So we're enclosing that area there. And architecturally, you saw that we're basically the bulk of the work is really the kitchen. We are also creating a small little fixing to the entry that it looks a little affected when we saw it. And by virtue of creating the kitchen, also there's a window that will be added here in the front. Currently, there's an access here that will be closed off, and it will be part of the mudroom, a little bathroom that they are creating. On the exterior of the house, you can see here the window created, and the porch that we are improving, I believe, and I will show you a picture of how it looks right now. So this is all that's taking place in the front. This rebuilding of this small roof area, basically, with columns and a window. And to the rear of the house, where the work is taking place, we have the kitchen expansion, a little bay, kitchen window. And this is really the view that will exist in the rear. You wouldn't see it in the front, obviously. The exterior image that I wanted to show you will be in here. We have the rear deck that you see, but the front structure, as you can probably see here, it doesn't look too happy. So we're looking to fix this. Now I'm ready for any questions that you may have, board members.
Existing kind of.
Yeah, no, you did a great job, Teo. It really does look nice. My comments focus more on what's going to happen to the property itself. If you could go back to the site plan, right? In the application, it talks about the removal of a significant number of trees. We need to understand that better. Where are those trees? What's going on? Is there an opportunity to mitigate the tree removal? So some additional information about that. Whether or not there's going to be any regrading of the property in the front or the rear. If so, that needs to be on the site plan. And what is the disposition of the fence, the neighbor's fence that's on the property? Your plan shows the removal of the structures, but not anything happening with the fence. Is that also going to be relocated to the property line?
It will be relocated.
Okay.
The neighbor has been encroaching into the property, but what I wanted to clarify here is the fact that non-conforming shed was going to be removed. Those two small structures here.
Yes, but if the fence is too, that should be on there.
Whose fence is it?
It looks like the neighbor's fence.
Yeah, it's the neighbor's fence, but they are moving it. They're moving their property back to their property. We found it.
Oh, they're gonna move it. You already dealt with that.
Yes,
all right.
It's in process currently. Yeah, they're moving it back. And then as far as the tree removal,
yes.
I believe I submitted an addendum, and I believe it was received in regards to the trees. Is that in the application as well from the arborist?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah.
Okay. I spoke with Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Regarding it. I don't know if she's there.
No.
Okay. All right, I can re-forward that. So basically it's a form that's signed by an arborist.
Well, just take us through it.
Okay, wait, let me pull it up. One moment. I don't know if Teo, you have anything else to show while I pull that up.
Yeah, the tree removal permit has been a separate application other than the one that we are reviewing here. But I will work with the homeowner just to make sure that we have a consistent approach in here. But grading really doesn't take place in the front because there's no activity really here. All that we're doing is removing this walkway, and that's it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that that's the case. This way, there's no issues with the building department in the future.
Very good.
What address has the fence on your property?
Believe it's 15. It's the property. So if you drive up Laird's, we're on the right. It's the property on the right side. The next, I believe it's 15. I think it skips a number. And then
Well, they need a permit. If the fence was illegal to begin with, that's how it got on her property.
All right, if you are gonna go out there, you know, there is a bus that's parked there that I have no idea if that has plates or not. It doesn't look roadworthy.
Is that property have a bus on it?
yeah, it's like a little mini bus. I've never seen it actually. I think I don't know if they're working on it or I don't know what they're doing with it, but it's there. Yep.
Okay, so take us, I mean, we don't need to read the arborist report word for word, but generally, what is the arborist saying? That the X number of trees need to be removed?
Correct. Yeah. Let me see if I can try to screen share. Can I try to take over?
Yeah, you should be able.
I will stop my share.
Right, because it says it's to create a larger rear yard.
Mhm.
It's not working. I'm
I'm
getting a
one of the neighbors. On
I'm
another
getting
road.
an error. Is there any way to like forward it or somewhere?
Uh,
Because I believe, Adam, remember we spoke, I came into the office and you said that you received and you put it as an addendum to my existing application because it was like the day after submission.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember
yeah.
me. But... Hi.
Yeah, I see it. But generally, so he's saying these have to go.
Yeah, he's basically saying,
What are the trees?
he's outlined every single tree and named them. They're numbered and said what type of tree they are, like 10-inch diameter, a pine tree. It has a lean. It's connected to wires, for example, on one. Another one is a multi-stem tree with poor V unions, included bark, prone to splitting. There's a red maple with a multi-stem with poor unions, included bark. The tree has a defect with decaying hollow approximately 3 feet off the ground of the main trunk. So he's identified, the arborist, every single tree and what he has done, like the analysis on each one.
Okay, good. So did he talk about any opportunities to mitigate some of this tree removal? I mean, it definitely doesn't need to be 1-to-1, but generally we'd like to see something.
By mitigate, you mean reduce the number of trees that we're asking to be removed?
No. If they're in poor health and they need to be removed, then is there an opportunity to plant new trees?
Oh, that wasn't addressed here, but I can ask that question.
Okay, and as a homeowner, what's your thinking on that?
I know new tree growth is always a positive. So if there's a way to do that in a way that's, beautiful as well as helps the environment, I'm all for it.
That's exactly what we're thinking. Something that makes sense.
Right.
Right. And they could specimen trees that will just look nice for the future,
Yeah, definitely. I can go back and ask and see what we can do. I'm a proponent of that for sure.
All right. Any concerns? Does that seem reasonable to everybody?
So then it would come back here.
I don't think it needs to come back here. If the committee's okay with it, we'll just ask the applicant to submit that and we'll review it before the building department issues the permits for the house.
Yeah. So it should already be in your email, but if it's not, if you don't see it, it was from October 31st, but I'll resend it.
Okay, thank you.
So you'll decide back whether there's 3 trees added, 10 trees added, 0 trees added.
Yeah, does that seem okay? All right, so then I'll make a motion to send this to the building department with those comments. Anyone wish to second that?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, so next step, we'll post these comments. You'll update the plans, to address those comments and submit to the building department so you could get your permit.
Great.
Thank you,
Thank
board
you.
members. Have a great
Thank
day.
you.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay.
That's a lot of trees coming down on Blair Road.
Between all the projects, yeah,
Yes.
yes, that's why, we're looking at this. All right, we've got Fusco. Next one.
Good morning.
Paul, hi. How are you? Anyone else coming for this?
No,
On
it'll
your
just
end,
be
or is
me.
it okay. So do you have the plans? Can you share them and take us through what's being proposed at Shoemaker?
Yes, not a problem. Excuse me.
Great, thanks.
Right.
Shoemaker Lane.
Yeah.
Needs trees.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, looks like, yeah.
Are you able to, you're seeing everything now?
Yes, we're seeing it.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So it sounds like you're well aware where Shoemaker's Lane is then, if you know they need
Yes.
trees there. Okay.
We're familiar with that.
The new development, right. So the property here, they're right at the start of the cul-de-sac, at the end. And basically we're looking at their rear patio space. They have an existing patio, this lighter area in here. It's an existing bluestone patio on grade. And we are proposing a slight expansion to that patio with some sitting walls on the sides. And then a separate patio with an outdoor fireplace. And this is proposed to be a solid roof covering, open cabana space for the fireplace and sitting area. This is kind of like a wood, I'm not gonna say full pergola, but pergola-esque element to visually connect on an overhead plane, everything, but it doesn't have a lot of cross members. Those are truly the wood framing that we're looking at, these brown lines over the expanded patio down below, which will have the outdoor kitchen. And then there's an existing, this red hatched area is an existing walkway from the drive to the back patio. We're adjusting that to some stepping stones, a small little garden patio here, fence and arbor to the existing driveway in this space.
Yeah, and what are you doing in the driveway? Is that just like a garbage enclosure? Like what is that?
Exactly, yes. I could pull up a photo, but there's the electrical utility box, their gas meter,
Oh,
and
okay, so you're
like your
just
oil
screening
filter.
that.
Exactly, just
Yeah.
screening that, and then someplace for their put to garbage bins. Yep.
Okay. All right. So actually, will you just show us the elevations for the ARB member?
Yeah, so these are preliminary, but generally pretty straightforward right now for the outdoor pavilion covered space right now with the fireplace, and they're going to have a basically buffet counter on either side, and then the roof structure.
Materials.
So we're matching a shingle roof. The underside of this will be tongue and groove, cedar or pine. That's a little budget, but raw wood. And then all the wood posts and members going across to the house are going to be cedar most likely, and left natural. They may have a light stain on it, but kind of a brown gray tone into it. That's what they're looking at there. The fireplace is right now called out to be, it's showing as brick here, but it's really going to be a stucco finish. And the sitting walls are going to match the stonework on, they don't have any stonework on the house. They have just one chimney fireplace, which is a natural Connecticut field stone that they're going to match.
It's a nice addition
Yeah.
to the property.
Mhm.
Can it be landscaped?
Well, there is a landscaping plan. So why don't you go over that?
Right.
Yep.
So we are proposing, exactly. So we're actually want to screen some views that they have because they're in the middle point. This person's a little higher, had some evergreen screening, which works out well, but they see pretty well into the other. So we are screening with some deciduous trees around the side here for when looking out behind the fireplace. So this will be sheltered from the property below. We're looking at these at birch trees right now, either a river or a white birch. And then there will be they have an existing retaining wall here. On top of that will be a combination of some shrub material and perennial garden. The same thing at the edge of the driveway. We're creating some buffering with some trees and shrubs between the driveway and parking area and this back space. This whole corner here is currently lawn, and that'll get turned into more of an English garden feel with some boxwood hedge. We have 4 ornamental trees to frame the little sitting patio, and then some more decorative viburnum and larger shrubs on the perimeter.
Paul did a good job of changing this pancake flat turf lawn into you know, a real nice usable space. It's great. It's a really nice project.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Any concerns on your end?
For us, treating the stormwater, increase impervious surface and erosion controls. Those are the only 2 items.
Yeah, and what did I have? Nothing significant.
Yeah, so we have some silt fence proposed on the downhill side of the proposed development and soil stockpile. We are just starting to run the numbers, which obviously we will be providing for we're increasing, I think it was 800 and change square footage increase. Where am I? Yeah, 866 square feet. So we are double checking the numbers we have the original calculations for this infiltration system, and seeing the possibility of adding a Coltec to that, or if maybe we look to add it right in the rear lawn area, whatever may be necessary to manage.
And the only other comment I had, submitting details for the fence, and the gate, and the pergola, but you'll get that to us. So I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second.
Definitely. All in favor? Aye. Great. All right, looks great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone. You have a great day.
You too.
Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Yep.
Good luck. We were meeting tonight.
Hey. Hi, guys. How are you?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Right.
All right, so you have a pretty easy application here. Do you have the plan to spot up?
Sure. Yeah, I have them on my screen. I could share my screen.
Yeah,
If that's
just
okay.
share.
Okay, great. Okay, can you guys see it okay?
Loading up, just give it a second. There we go. Yep.
All right, perfect. All right, well, good morning, everyone. My name is John Scavelli, representing application at 4 Megan Lane. So this application, we actually have an open permit on the project for basically an interior renovation. And we wanted to make a revision to that prior permit. So the original permit had called for, kind of see this sketch up here, for a smaller width portico. And we'd like to revise the application to actually do a full width porch along the whole front face of the house. So these red highlighted areas are the areas we're looking to add to the current permit.
Yeah. Looks good. Go ahead.
Yeah, yep. So it's just, kind of dress up the elevation a bit more to give a bit more volume on that front elevation. And in terms of like the location on the property, so it's kind of these 2 wings here on the side of that front entryway. We're just looking to expand, and it'll be built on pier construction. Yep,
it looks very good. My only comment is it looks good visually, but it's not really going to be able to be used And that's fine if there really is no intent, because the depth is only, I think, 5 feet, right?
So
is
yeah,
it
the
less?
depth is 6 feet.
Is it 6? Okay. So,
Well, they can put chairs against the
yeah,
house.
yeah, but that was my only comment. If you want it to be more functional, I'd add a couple feet, but you know, it's your call.
Okay, all right, yep, I discussed that with the owners on that.
Yeah, I've no issues at all, you know, unfortunately, the last one's the easiest today.
They landscape front.
Oh, you mean, are they gonna put any foundation plantings in there? Typically, we don't ask, you know, for them
No,
to
but
show it on the
but
plans, but
visually,
It's not a foundation, they're
Well,
doing lattice.
yeah,
it's
lattice.
lattice.
They're
I
doing
think
lattice on the deck.
it would be nice to not see that lattice.
Yeah, on the sides here, yeah, that's something we could discuss with them if there's any sort of plantings they want to, you know, dress up on the sides of those entry steps there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a bed there.
Something to soften that.
Yep.
Any thoughts, Brian?
I mean, we've temporarily removed boxwoods that we had actually across the entire front of the house and planting. So everything's been removed. The goal is to put something back there as well. But you know, this elevation does sit well below street level from the property, and the house is 100 feet back off the street. So it's not like you can see that from the that detail from the road.
Yep. Everyone okay with this?
Yes,
All right, I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. All right, all set, looks good.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, all right, thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Okay, all right, take care.
If you have,
Wait, hold on, I just want to adjourn the meeting, so I'll motion to adjourn the meeting at 10:53.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so
It's just not all day.
did you like this?
Yeah.
All right, so
You can see
no
now.
R here.